Hey, happy holidays. Oh my God. Trading the holiday markets. Is it for the faint of heart or the skilled and savvy? Let's see what the guys think in the Trader's Workshop after the bell. How much we paid for this? Look at Mark.
You're gonna get a little skippy there.
Yeah, I know. Look at Mark in the cellar, man. That is impressive.
I know. I want to know what the prize bottle of wine is.
This is my studio now, so I have an excuse to come and start wine at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I'm thinking there's a few prizes in that cellar.
Yeah, there's one or two. A lot of Bordeaux, a lot of old Bordeaux.
Yeah,
I could find a couple in there.
One of my faves that I never drink. It just sits there like a little, piece of art.
What's the occasion that you will drink it, Mark?
That's a good question. That's an ongoing question. I think that plagues every collector.
Right. I thought I'd drink it when my daughter got married. Wait, she got married this past year, and I didn't drink an old Bordeaux.
The best time is with an In-N-Out burger or a slice of pizza. Like it's never ever ends up being something fancy.
You're leading into the theme today, right? All this talk of revelry makes me think of the holidays, which makes me think of trading the holiday markets, which also makes me think of how scary it might be. I don't know. I just never liked it. Even as a market maker, I didn't like it. I was always checked out by about the Monday of Thanksgiving. We had skeleton stats, crews, and all that sort of thing back then. So markets were a little more illiquid, wider, tougher to trade. Volatility is getting crushed, most likely. Very few news events, right? What do you guys think? I mean, I'll give my prescription afterwards, but you guys have any wild, mind-blowing thoughts? I want someone to say, just trade them up. No one's saying that, are they?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, I was just talking pre-show about how much I hate retail cliches, like the Santa rally that should be coming up.
Yeah.
I think there is a little bit of truth to holidays are coming, vol comes down, and when vol comes down, markets go up. I mean, that's a very well-established correlation.
Mm-hmm.
And, and even on Thanksgiving, you were saying how Thanksgiving week is generally bullish. Well, on Thanksgiving, markets are closed. And then the day after, markets have a half day. And all that vol got destroyed. I think we lost 10 points on the VIX in the week prior to Thanksgiving, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think there is a little bit of truth to it, even though I hate the whole thing. But a few years ago, on Christmas Eve, I think the rug was pulled, right? Like we got, so I mean, it's never a guarantee. And yes, it's illiquid. So, it's very easy to pull the rug. It just takes one convicted trader.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those things where you have to kind of play the most likely and then the second most likely, hedge for the second most likely thing, which.
Right. I think that's a good point, because I think that's my hand keeps hitting the bell for some reason. I think that's the point, though, is that when you have these more illiquid markets, thinner, people aren't around, everyone's on break, more or less, they've mentally checked out. Any sort of news event can really, swing the marketplace, or an individual stock for that matter, right? Mm-hmm. Because the liquidity is just probably not there. So, I've seen that happen. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt. Mark, have you seen any of that in your life? What are you thinking?
Yeah, listen, I totally agree with you on the liquidity question, right? That's, I think, the biggest thing to pay attention to if you're trading any market where there's something different going on, whether it's a calendar or whatnot. I was just pulling up Friday's volume, though. Like the Friday after Thanksgiving, OCC traded 42 million contracts. So,
that's solid for a half day.
Average 2 years ago.
Yeah, but that's illiquid based on, that's illiquid based on the history, right? It was like what our averages is like 65 at this point now, right?
Yep, right around there. But
Even
that's all. That's a half
like
day.
we're doing 2/3 of the average on Friday, whereas like it used to be single digit millions. You'd be doing a quarter day like worth of volume. So I don't know if that's greater access to the markets. It's easier for people to be sitting in their couch, playing on Robinhood or whatever. But there's decent volume on Fridays. I'll say.
Yep, yeah, that's true. I've been watching OCC volume this whole past 2 weeks. I don't have the exact figure, but it's in the mid 50s, ish for the day. Forget the Friday because that's a half day. So that's definitely down from what it normally is in the mid 60s, 65 million per day. So we've seen
a half day too. I mean, 42 seems about right to be mid 50 and on the half day because most of that traffic comes in like the first 15 minutes and the last 15 minutes. So cutting out middle time there is almost, negligible.
Yeah. No,
another interesting point too is it was the last day of the month, so there's some of that flow too.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
A late Thanksgiving this year. So, do you guys have a favorite strategy, let's call it, that you like to look at during the week of Thanksgiving and beyond? Is there anything that stands out or is repetitive over the years?
So typically, I mean, when I'm going into the Christmas week, what I like to do is almost like a lot shorter term butterflies, like 1 week to several day butterflies to the upside, and not be afraid to close them out. And if we start seeing tremors, like right now, vol is very low. Like I just said that we lost 10 points in VIX at the week of Thanksgiving, and then we lost more. We're under 16 now, and FOMC is coming up, so we're losing VIX. So my strategy for this time frame is wait until FOMC passes, then you're going to be kind of in the clear with catalysts, and you could expect a little rolling of quarterly and annual hedges on large portfolios. And when you see that, then you could expect at least a little bump, Santa rally, so to speak, into the end of the month.
Yeah, what's the date of the FOMC announcement again?
Next Wednesday.
So that is what date? That is the 10th? No.
Oh, yeah, 10th. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just typing into the thing here. I've got to, why I'm typing it? Because if I type it or read it or write it, I'll remember it.
Yeah.
And you know what happens then? I'll remember not to make a trade the night before like I always do.
I figured you'd be doing a double calendar.
Like I'm always selling
the earnings of the SPY.
I'm always selling premium. I mean, not always. Take that back. I'm selling premium a lot.
I'm just saying, like, I think that should be the new retail cliche. FOMC is the earnings of the SPY.
Well, kind of interesting, As a matter of fact, I'm going to have a look at that. I'll report in on the Thursday after on the show. I mean, I had the winner of all winners in one of these.
Yeah, that was great.
It was unbelievable. On the video, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
I've never had. I shouldn't say never, but I've rarely had the double banger. So fun.
I had a double banger too. I had it in SPOOs, but it was a double banger. I sold my upside flies there, and then next thing you know, I'm like selling my calendars on the downside. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. So what are we seeing here? I'm seeing less volume. Still seeing a lot of call and put credit spreads. So we're seeing a good abundance of that. It seems like, and again, this is a little speculation just based on the volume we're seeing. It seems like we're seeing, a lot of you get a little light move, let's say to the upside. Maybe it stretches an ATR, the market. And then you have the credit spread sellers come in, and they're trying to just grab a little bit of theta out of that baby and lock it up and move along. That's what we're tending to see a little bit more frequently. What do you think about that? Obviously, if I had a crystal ball and knew which way the market was going, I'd be the greatest credit spread seller of all time.
But I think you would be buying. I think you would be buying verticals if you,
or just buying straight options if I know, right? I suppose.
Well, there was that guy, the Captain Condor guy, right? Who blows out like 30K condors the night before, and that night, like 1 DTE.
Yep.
At the end of the day. throws up like 30 wide condors. He got blown out on Thanksgiving a few times because of how low vol got, and his condors kept squeezing.
Yeah. That's no bueno.
Not for him.
No.
I laughed, but I mean,
It's not nice.
He's more about subscription revenue. He's not concerned about his condors.
Yeah, probably not.
He's just martingale those condors. It's like crazy.
Yeah. Well, if you have enough money, I guess. What the heck?
Yeah.
Kind of silly. Okay, what else? What else are we? What are we missing here about the holiday time? I know we're missing something.
Well, it's kind of boring. I mean, Jason alluded to it a little bit, like a lot of like end of year type flows that like, you know, market's up a decent chunk this year. So whether you've got hedges that you might have some negative P&L on that you want to monetize for tax purposes, maybe it's some positive stuff you want to start moving around. Like, I think that'll, you know, I think individual investors want to think about that in their account. If there's anything you want to position yourself for come, you know, the tax calendar year. And then ultimately, of course, like that'll sort of percolate out into the market. So you'll see lumpy volume coming. You know, if you're tracking open interests, like you might see some funny moves in that because of these big position rolls. So, you know, the big guys might, you know, bump the market around a little bit. But even the little guys should be thinking about that if they have any like tax situations in their portfolio.
Is there a clever way, a just clever way to roll money into the new year? I mean, there's, you know, nothing's illegal here, right? You can certainly put on trades. Everything's at risk when you make a trade. For a retail person, the market making community, we know how to do that. But how does a retail person plan for taxes if they want to move stuff into 2026? Is there a nice clean way, Mark?
Well, I mean, if you're trading SPY contracts, like that was part of the whole 86 tax reform. So you've dated yourself. You can't really do that anymore necessarily.
Thank you. Yeah, I was around then, for God's sakes.
No, I mean, there's, you know, those will get marked to market at the end of the year anyway. But like to the extent that you have like, you know, I have some clients that have collars on like large equity positions, right? Like if you've had a collar on part of your equity position and that's, you know, Apple's up or whatever it might be, the SPY's up, like, you know, you might want to consider taking that loss now as opposed to in January, you know, or maybe you do want to wait until January. Like it's totally a talk to your accountant question, but now's the time to think about it.
Yeah. So and if you've done well in the underlying stock, but your collar's gone poorly, you know, it's your hedge, and that's the negative part. It's a great roll. I mean, if you're in a situation for that tax movement, so you take the loss 25, you roll that spread into 26, right? Recover it, replace it, and now you're clean as can be, still hedged, but you get a nice, you know, you get a tax write-off in 25 against it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
This year, seeing a lot of that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a good one. Yeah. Otherwise, you know, I will say this: I have been trading more than normal lately. Go figure. You know why? Because I have these stupid opinions now. So when I get opinions, I start trading.
Oh, geez.
The thesis is the kiss of death for me. Like I know what I'm talking about in terms of direction.
So we found the real answer behind the Friday after Thanksgiving volume. It's Lex over here and his theses.
Oh my God, I can tell you, you can't imagine. I wish I could do a show where you watch me hit the screen and trade, because I am like, for a human, I'm really fast. I can tell you, it's really fast.
You can hit the present button. Nothing's stopping you from hitting the present button.
Yeah, you should see it. It's like, is that a bot doing that, or is that a human? Holy cow, is that moving?
Lex must be seeing some flows.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable.
The market makers love you. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Make sure to tip them.
Have you actually been making money?
I'm very discerning on what I do, though, and I know, you know, I tell all the retail folks all the time, listen, your negative edge is getting into that trade and getting out of it, right? You're giving it up. All there is to it. I hate doing that, but you got to get in. You got to buy the egg somewhere. If they're $3.99, you pay $3. The grocer's not going to say, "I'll sell them to you for $3.97." You're paying $3.99, so I got to get in, right? I try to get in at the most advantageous grocery store on the planet, and sometimes it's Whole Foods, and sometimes it's Aldi. But once I get in, my edge comes after that. That's what I think, and I think what I'm learning more about being a retail trader, which, you know, isn't my favorite, is the risk management metric is vital. I can't say enough about it. If you don't have I'm just going to call it a system for lack of a better word. If you don't have a system, whatever it is, planned, you will get chopped up. I've done it myself. I say, oh, wow, can't go down much further than this. Let's double up. That's the worst, right?
Oh.
It's just brutal. So I've developed a little plan, a little system that seems to be very solid. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to make $1 million a day, just $2 million a day. That's it. So
yeah, I forget I forget which AI it was. It's not like one of the popular ones, but there was this AI thing where basically it's challenge your assumptions and you just put in the assumption. So if you put in it can't get any lower than this, and it'll come back and challenge your assumption. Like
that's pretty funny.
It'll probably be like, yes, it can.
Yeah.
As long as it's not 0, it can get lower than this.
Right. Yeah, it's something else. This AI stuff too. We're gonna have to do a whole thing on the AI piece, because I gotta tell you, I don't know what to believe and what not. Some of these things are amazing. I guess I have to try them. So it's pretty insane. Some of the things that come out now.
It kind of like humanizes search engines. This is a different topic, I guess. But
yeah, that's all right. This is why there's nothing going on during the holidays, because we're talking about 100 different things on the show. We're supposed to be talking about the holidays. So.
Well, what are you doing for the holidays? Like, well, here's one of my things. You asked for advice on trading for the holidays.
Yep.
I have 2. Number 1 is, if you trade, stay in front of the computer. Like, don't put on a trade, wander off, because then the next thing you know, the rug gets pulled and you just lost your shirt.
No, that's a good point. Definitely a good point.
If you trade.
Yeah. So that's and to that point, I'll make another comment. I find if you're on the short premium side of things, you probably have to tend to it during the holidays, because you know anything could happen. All of a sudden, you're looking at the screen and everything's unchanged. You come back and you say, "What happened?" Right? Mm-hmm. So unless you have a good alerting system that goes to your phone, I would say if the alerting system is good and you set up an alert for, who cares if it's you're trading Tesla, set up an alert for Tesla. You're trading the market, set up an alert for the SPX or SPYs or something like that, just to kind of like jar your attention if you're downstairs working out or you're out getting food.
Does Tradier offer that?
Yeah, it does. So what we have alerting in Tradier Pro. However, the bad news is that it hasn't gone to the mobile yet. That's a little. We got to tie 2 pieces together. And I keep saying, it doesn't do me any good to alert on my computer because I'm sitting there already.
But you get a notification on Tradier.
Yeah.
So like on my phone, it doesn't text me, but I get the notification.
Yeah, that's right. And I want a text. I'm advocating for a text. Yeah. So what I want is I
asked that as a rhetorical question. I thought the answer was yes.
No, it's not yes yet. And that's one of the things we're working on. And I think it's the most important thing. What's an alert without getting a text to your phone? Because I don't need it in front of the computer. I need it when I'm out and about. Right. Or
I get a notification on my phone. So yeah. And it does. And I do customize the sound. So it's like beep, beep, beep. Yeah. It does catch my attention.
That's good. That's what you need for sure. Yeah, I wanted to send my whole closing trade to me and say, oh, look at you want to close this? Sure, hit the button and send it.
Yeah, but it's also it's just so tempting, like during the holidays, to put on a trade and then abandon it and go shopping or do something during the day that if you were to go shopping at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, the malls get packed or something like that, or the traffic gets bad. I would say don't go to the mall with a trade on during the holidays. And the other thing too is, my tendency or like the tendencies we've noticed in our data is when the markets are up, you get a Santa rally. When the markets are down, like for the year, that's when you got to beware in December.
You know what you need for Christmas?
What do I need?
You need a new Wi-Fi.
What, did I freeze?
You're freezing. You keep freezing like you're in a space capsule.
I'm pretty sure I hooked into my phone, but anyway, I actually have ordered a new Wi-Fi, and the guy laid the fiber yesterday, so it's coming. Mm-hmm. It's coming.
Okay.
All right. So what did you not hear?
I heard everything, but you were just kind of frozen. You like an abominable snowman there for a second. All right, we got to go. Any travel plans before we leave, boys? Are you guys sticking around for the holidays? Yes, no, maybe.
In a couple weeks, I won't be around. Not this week, not next week, but the week after. I will be out.
All right, Mark.
Sticking around here.
Sticking around. I am sticking around. I always do, except for my trip to Vegas that starts tomorrow. So we'll be doing a few shorts. Make sure you kind of check in the Tradier Hub YouTube because we've been putting some cool little shorts there. Mark's got a couple on there too, but believe it or not, it's really cool. But we got some good stuff coming. So look forward to that.
Can we do it? Do the next show while you're sitting at like a roulette table or something?
I don't sit at roulette tables. I ask if I can put my money on the other side of the table. I want to play with their side. And they never let me for some reason.
Well, that's why you're a Tradier employee.
That's right. That's right. So what do we got? Jason, give me a plug. Damn. What else?
Vol.land. Go to vol.land for dealer positioning dashboard.
Perfect. Mark?
Harvestedfinancial.com where you'll find some advisory stuff, but most importantly, the till, which we got a new one coming out right after this episode.
Perfect. Good. Don't forget to email me. I get lonely when I don't get emails. Lex@tradier.com if you have any questions or you want to do a demo. Otherwise, visit us at hub.tradier.com. Make sure you subscribe. And then Tradier Hub YouTube. Last thing, we're starting to plant the seed, and I hope you two gents can join me. We are planning an in-person summit in 2026. The likely venue will be in Florida. So stay tuned for that information. It gets better if you are subscribed to hub.tradier.com. You will get all kinds of cool information on that. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, what else? Nothing?
I'm good.
We're good. Yeah, we're going to go.
Mark say.
I was just going to say happy trading.
Yeah, it's happy trading. I'm going to try to get happy trading right now. See how I'm doing. All right, guys. Have a great holiday. I will see you next week on the Traders Workshop. A wrap.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.